Well, welcome to this week's vlog. In this week, what I'm going to be covering is just navigating my own personal needs and my romantic relationship whilst having a child around. Full-time for 2 weeks. A honest, quick and bad review of Qatar Airways, and also just 3 life lessons for personal growth. So stay tuned for that one at the end. By the way, if you have no idea who I am, my name's Alex Waters and I'm a 34-year-old entrepreneur from Australia, currently nomadic, and right now in Malaga, Spain. We are just driving on the way to a music retreat. We is me and Taylor, who's right behind the camera, my partner, and heading to a music retreat for 10 days, and then we're gonna be in Europe for like the next 3 or 4 months, which is super exciting. So stay tuned for that too. But yeah, just came off 38 hours of flying on 4 flights spanning over 4 countries. So we started in Queenstown, New Zealand, then went to Auckland, New Zealand, Auckland to Perth, Western Australia, Perth to Doha in Qatar, and Doha to Malaga. Malaga is actually a suburb in Perth in Western Australia, and that's how we say it. So it's just screwing with my mind. So a couple of things that I want to talk about. I said goodbye to my son Atlas in Perth, dropped him back to his mom, which was sad, and it's always sad. And I actually said to Taylor that I don't think I'll ever not be sad, and I don't think he'll ever not be sad. And the day that he leaves me and doesn't miss me or doesn't feel sad will be the moment I feel like I probably failed as a parent. Because, you know, that's what I want, right? It's like ultimately, hopefully we actually don't want to be away from each other, but it's just circumstance which has us that I don't live there in the same place that he lives with his mum, and he's 5 years old and can't make his own decisions right now. So that's where we're at. But I wanted to share with you as well is like my measure of success on myself as a parent and a father and our time together, especially because we only get 2 weeks together every 10, Taylor just said shit, I don't know if you could hear that, but she like accidentally moved the camera, which you won't be able to tell because we're filming this on my iPhone on action mode, so I just thought that was funny. So the measure of our success, whether our time together was successful, is did he grow and did we grow closer together? So because I actually believe that my job as a father, especially being at a distance, is that when I can be with him, it's to help him grow. And obviously, you know, showing him love and all of those things is a part of that, but the actual measure is not, does he feel loved? It's like, did he grow? Because if he grew, he learned, he listened to me, or we grew together. And did we grow closer together? You know, was more love experienced and created? So that's how I measure success. And this last trip was definitely a success. Unfortunately, right now he's sick, and you know, it feels like he is really missing me right now. But it's a success that we had such an amazing time together, doing so many new things like skiing, and you know, we just got to spend such great time together. It's also the first time that I've ever introduced Atlas at an age that he would remember to a partner. So that's been special for me, and I think special for Taylor as well, and for Atlas, for him to see me with a woman. He's never seen me with a woman before, so that was a great experience. So a couple things that's worth mentioning from the last week. I took a break from social media pretty much, and the world didn't fall apart. I just wanted to mention that for those of you out there who, you know, just freak out about that. I went skiing for the first time. Atlas went skiing for the first time. And I truly feel like I've written some of my best email content this past week. And last week's vlog was up significantly in engagement 3 times from the week before, just from fixing the thumbnail, changing how I was filming, and you know, maybe talking about some things differently. So I'm happy with that, because part of this, as much as this is to document and share what I'm up to and like what I'm thinking about, is also just to start learning the game of YouTube slowly without putting any major pressure on it. Another thing that's worth mentioning is Atlas, my 5-year-old son, is the Uno champion and beat Taylor and I at Uno multiple times, which I just thought was funny and worth mentioning on the vlog. And we went on the biggest gondola in the southern hemisphere together, which was also really, really cool. So a few wins and just great things to celebrate. Overall, like, really enjoyed our time in New Zealand together. was very, very worthwhile going, and highly recommend Queenstown. So challenges. I felt challenged in my relationship with myself and also with Taylor in moments this past week, without just much time being the two of us, and definitely felt a little challenged by all the travel over the past 2 days. It's been a really huge journey, and I used to pay for business class travel wherever I went, but I'm in a period of just not spending money, because I used to just take it out of my business bank account whenever I needed it, pay for it. And right now the business bank account's growing, and I don't want to stop that from growing. I'm just going to let that happen so we can keep investing in our growth. So it's the right decision for the moment, but also flying economy sucks, and that's just how it is, and that's very motivating for me as well. So I mentioned I was going to give a quick short review on Qatar Airways. I don't want to take up too much time here, but essentially I don't actually recommend flying them, and I was really excited to fly them. If you know me, you know that I just love flying, and if you go back and look at all my past vlogs, I'm just always flying somewhere, and I'm a bit of an airline nerd. I like researching different airlines and researching the seat layouts and what their services are that they offer, and like understanding how they work. And Qatar was named as the world's best airline, I think in 2018 or something like that. And I've been looking forward to flying them for a long time, so it's just never happened. And we had a really terrible experience with the checked-in baggage. We had an extra bag, and they tried to charge us $1,800 at the airport, 90 Australian dollars per kilogram over our weight, which was just mind-boggling, because that was basically the same amount as a whole other seat. And then told me even if I bought another seat, I couldn't get extra baggage because we're just paying for the seat and not the bag, because I'm the same person. So just all these crazy things. The staff are really unfriendly in terms of getting onto the plane. The boarding experience was really terrible, and just this energy of authoritative, like unnecessary overlord type energy, Maybe Mark can put in some animation here of like some demon overlord. Because that's what it honestly felt like. And then on board, we're on the A380, one of the best planes in the world, in my opinion, and the seats didn't recline properly. Like, the food was average. I didn't think it was that great. And other than that, the staff on board were very friendly, but I would give them, honestly, probably like a 5 out of 10. And if maybe even less, honestly. So probably a 4 out of 10 given the bag experience. So Qatar Airways, you owe me one. I want to talk really briefly about navigating the relationship with Taylor and just how we've done that over the last week or 2 weeks. It's funny because Taylor's sitting right there, and I probably haven't told her half the stuff in this exact way that I'm about to tell you. But I think just I am realizing I have a very high standard for intimacy and connection, and a strong desire to always be in the most, in a deeply intimate state, which sometimes is unrealistic. But certainly having a child straight for 2 weeks with no real break, because I'm not there to prioritize myself or go to the gym or anything. I want to spend time with Atlas. It just became aware that there was disconnect between us. We didn't feel as connected. And so the moment we had an opportunity to do that, we spent time just sharing exactly what was coming up for us, what stories we'd made up in our mind about each other or about our connection, what we were afraid of, what was annoying us, like all these things. And I shared that myself. It was really cathartic and helped us able to come back to connection a lot. And interestingly, what I noticed for parents out there who are watching this, what I noticed on the day that that Taylor and I had some time to ourselves, because we put Atlas in Ski-Wee Land, which is like the daycare at skiing, and he loved it. Taylor and I had a day then, and Atlas was so much happier the rest of the day too. Like, he actually wanted space, I think, from us too. So just realizing that was kind of great thing to learn too. So on to lessons this week. 6 life lessons from a war hero who saved 669 children's lives. I share this in this week's email newsletter. you can sign it via the link below. I send one out every single week, and honestly, probably some of my best writing and content comes out in the email newsletter. That's structured lessons that I'm learning and things that can help you move forward in your life towards where you want to be. So yeah, other things that I learned this week. This week's just a bit of random facts. The lake in Queenstown is one of the only lakes in the world to have a rising tide. I don't know why, but they have a mythology saying that there's a heartbeat of like an ancient warrior at the bottom of the, a monster, sorry, Taylor corrected me, at the bottom of the lake, and when it beats, the tide rises. Lesson number 2, skiing is easier than snowboarding, but you don't look as cool. 3, having children is one of the hardest things in life, but also one of the most rewarding. And 4, life is better with a clean house. Common good manners are not so common, and if you simply say please and thank you, you will stand out from the crowd. Lesson number 6, if my cup isn't full, I'll unconsciously seek for others to fill it. When I don't feel full from within, I will need more from especially Taylor. And the last lesson for this week, and a funny one, is children remember almost everything you say, including you can have some candy when you say that as a bribe and don't give it to them later, and what the fuck when you say what the fuck, because Atlas repeated that to us after I said it once, and it was actually hilarious. So those are my lessons this week. That's the vlog. Hope you have an amazing week and life. Make sure you sign up to the email newsletter below and hit the subscribe button, because very soon I'm coming out with some really cool videos, including how I grew my company by $200,000 in annual recurring revenue just last month, and only worked about an hour a week in that company. So stay tuned for that. See you soon.